Well, the hospice here was started, there was a little ad in the paper in about late 79, I think it was. I answered the ad, and she says, well, your assignment is to get the rights and responsibilities of the patients. And so there was other people that would sign up for that. So we sat around the table here, and we sent around to all of the areas around us in all the states to try and get some. And so we compiled the rights and responsibilities of the patient. And then I think, 81, we had our first patient. Everybody was a volunteer. We did things like take home their washing because maybe they didn't have a washing machine, or one gentleman was taking care of his wife and doing a beautiful job, but he crammed the washing machine with sheets right to the very top, and of course you couldn't do that, so we were taking everything out, trying to show him how to do that. I went out a great deal at night because I didn't have any kids at home, and that makes a big difference. And when it was out in the country, a lot of times Doug would drive me, and you'd have the spotlight, because you know there are no street lights out in the country. It's hard to find the places. And I'll have to tell you, one of the directions was, I think we had to go a mile and a quarter down, I can't remember which road, but it was go to the left up a 2-track road, and it's just across from a new blueberry field. And maybe from the east side of the state didn't know what a new blueberry field looked like. Your big goal is comfort, at least I think it is comfort. And people are afraid of the word hospice. Oh, that means you're dead. Well, it doesn't. It means you're going to have some help to be comfortable for every day that you have left. We had compiled a big list of sort of the things that happen, maybe the last day or two of life, and what to expect. When people know what to expect, they're a lot easier. When you go in as a hospice representative, you can almost feel the calm. You calm right, the whole family sort of calms right down. Oh, there's somebody here to help us. And then you go through the steps and you ask them what they want and what they're going to do, and or what they expect, really. And by the end of your first visit, they were a lot calmer than they were when you walked in there. You have to be very aware of how they grew up, what their culture is, and understand it. I was very surprised one time when the gentleman died, and then the other man, he went outside and sat on a stump. And I thought, well, that's strange. Well, evidently, he was American Indian. It was something he was communicating with whatever the spirit was, and I knew nothing about it. And I was in a house where the lady died, and I said, okay, well, and the people around were just sort of like, And I said, well, let's get her cleaned up, and we'll get a dress out. Everything stopped. Absolutely stopped. You could have heard a pin drop. And I said, oh. She said, we've never seen her in a dress. I said, oh, well, then let's pick out a pantsuit. I think they should all be very local. It's sort of like you know everybody, but it's very personal. It's like, okay, you need them at 2 o'clock in the morning and they'll be there in 15 minutes. The work that we really need to do is to get the word hospice out there where people don't cringe when they hear the word. I've used hospice for my husband. I've used hospice every way you can use hospice. And I would tell everybody else about it. Invite hospice in before the last 2 days. Invite hospice in, say, 6 months. Or if you find out it's a year, you will be in hospice, and then if you got better, you're discharged. It's there for you to help you, and there's a lot of help. Actually, I think they do an extremely good job. I'm very proud of them myself, but Working in hospice, and then having a lot of my own family in and out of hospice, it has sort of made you want to go back and help a little bit more. And when you retire 3 times, you can work as a host and keep your finger in it a little bit. I volunteer now at the hospital as a host, and everybody should do that. It's a lot of fun. And you meet everybody that you know, plus all these extras that you get acquainted with. I don't touch computers, so I get to just walk around and push people. I hope it inspires a lot of people to either volunteer for hospice or volunteer for the hospital, because there's a lot of volunteers that they need at hospice still yet. But don't just sit home every day and think, oh, I should do something. Get up and do it. There's no heroic thing that you're doing. You just do everyday things to make everybody comfortable every day that you can. And really and truly, I don't like pain. So if you can help somebody be more comfortable, that's it. And I still, to this day, I've been in Myers, one lady's come up to me and she said, do you remember me? And I was blank. She said, well, you took care of my dad 24 years ago. I didn't really remember, but I probably did. Mm-hmm. But you have, there's a lot of stories.